Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Vasya Falia Anandian and I'm from class 2. Today I will explain about the lesson plan that I made for elementary school student class 1 on the second semester. So the first lesson plan topic is about colors. The duration or allocation time is twice out of the 35 minutes for 3 meetings. The focused skills are listening, speaking, and writing. So the core competencies, first, accept and implement the religious teaching adhered to based on each student's belief. Second, appreciating and practicing behavior of honesty, discipline, responsibility, caring, mutual cooperation, tolerance, peace, polite, responsive, and proactive, and also showing attitude as part of the solution to various problems in interacting effectively with the social and natural environment, as well as in placing oneself as a reflection of the nation in world relations. The third is that understand, apply, analyze factual, conceptual, procedural knowledge based on curiosity about science, technology, arts, culture, and humanities with insight to humanity, nationality, statehood, and civilization regarding the cause of phenomena and events, as well as applying procedural knowledge in the field of study, specific ones according to their talents and interest in solving problems. And the fourth is the process, reason, and present in the concrete and abstract domains related to the development of what they learn at school independently and are able to use that methods according to scientific principles. So the competency standards for this lesson plans, first, the ability to respond to a very simple instruction with action in the classroom context. Second, express very simple instruction and information in a classroom context. So the basic competencies are respond to new vocabulary by repeating the teacher's pronunciation about the various types of colors. Make simple English sentence correctly. So the learning objective, first, through the teacher explanation, students can respond by repeating new vocabulary aloud about the various types of colors. Second, through practice questions, students can translate Indonesian sentence into English about the various types of colors. So the learning materials is social value. Read, copy, and understand information according to the learning context. Text structure, compare and contrast, description. The linguistic elements, first, vocabulary related to W and H question about colors. Example, what color is it or is this? Second, vocabulary related to color explanation. The sky is blue, the color of an apple is red, etc. Third, English learning textbook. Fourth, worksheets made by the teacher with specific materials. So the materials given, so the materials of the worksheet are, first, worksheet A, circle the right answer. So the student will be given worksheets so they can circle the right answers. Like first, it is yellow. Choose the right answer A, B, or C between the choice and the pictures. Second, what colors is it? Is it pink? Is it brown? Or is it green? So the first one is about multiple answers, and second is the matching question. So the student will be given a worksheet that first, and on the right it contains the name of the colors, and the second, and on the other side contains the pictures that they need to match based on according to the text. So the third is translate into English. Example, first, warna apel adalah merah. So they can translate it into English. The color of an apple is red. So the learning method, the approach are scientific, model cooperative learning, technique, repetition, drill, and example, non-example learning activities. So the activities first are the introduction, description. The teacher greets and instructs students to pray. The teacher checks student attendance. The teacher conveys the material theme and learning objective. The duration or allocation time is 10 minutes. Second, core activities. The first part is observing for 10 minutes. The teacher shows picture of object with different colors. Students listen to the teacher of maintaining different colors. The teacher asks students to name the colors of the objects. The second part is questioning, 5 minutes. The teacher attracts students so they can ask the question about the materials. The third part is exploration for 10 minutes. The teacher asks students to show the colors of each object in the class so they can interact more and more active in learning. Next part is associating, 20 minutes. The teacher grades students on worksheet A that I already explained earlier and show which has been printed and distributed to the students. The teacher carries out repetition drills for each student based on worksheet A. So next part is communicating, 5 minutes. The teacher asks several questions to students to say the sentence based on the worksheet in front of the class. So the duration of the time is 50 minutes. So the closing activities are together make conclusion about the learning results. Students convey their feelings after studying the topic. Students listen to the teacher explanation about planned activities for the next meeting. Invite students to pray according for their respective belief. Observe students' attitudes in praying, their setting posture, how to read it, how to pronounce it, etc. If there are students who are not correct or perfect in praying, then after completing the prayer activity, they will immediately be given advice to improve it for the future classes. So the duration time is 10 minutes. So the learning assessment. So this is the rubric scores that I made since it's for elementary school and still class 1. I made a simple rubric scores for 3 points. So the first is tell the colors of each object in class. Is about speaking skills. So the aspects are fluency, comprehensibility, and pronunciation. The second is that answer the question based on the worksheet. So the aspect that we look in the writing of the students are grammar, the vocabulary they use, and the comprehensibility of the thing that they write. So the explanation for its score are, first, if the score is still score 1, students still lack of understanding of the materials. If the score is still, students have understood the materials sufficiently. And if it's 3, students have understood the material well or very good. So this is the students' overall knowledge and behavior in the classroom. The aspect are knowledge and attitude. So there are 4 points. First is bad, second is average, third is good, and fourth is very good. So the material learning resources, English learning textbook and websites, picture related to the teaching materials, objects in the classroom so the student can be more interactive, worksheet made by the teacher based on the materials, and other relevant books. So the second lesson plan is about animals in the farm. Also, the duration of the time is the same, twice out of the 35 minutes for 3 meetings. The focused skill are reading, writing, listening, and speaking. main reading and writing. The core competencies are still the same. So the basic competencies are respond to new vocabulary by repeating the teacher pronunciation about the various animals on the farm. Second is make simple English sentence correctly. Learning objective. Through the teacher explanation, students can respond by repeating new vocabulary about the animals on the farm. Second, through the practice question, students can translate Indonesian sentence into English about animals on the farm. The learning materials, social values, read, copy, and understand information according to the learning context, text structure, description, on also compare and contrast, vocabulary, W and H question, vocabulary related to the explanation of animal on the farm, English learning textbook, worksheet made by the teachers on the specific materials. So the materials first is the read the following passage and answer the question. This passage is focused on reading skills. So the second is the match of the halves. Match the half based on the animals on the farm. Third is write the missing letter. Write the missing letter based on the picture. The clue they can use is the picture on that worksheet. So the other one is answer the question based on the video that you watch. The sound of the dog. So in this lesson plan, I also implemented I also add some video that they will first hear when entering the material topic. So this worksheet is based on that video. The learning method are approach scientific, model cooperative learning, technique, example, and non-example. The activities introductions still the same, greets and instruct students to pray, check attendance, convey the material and learning objective, core activities. Observing. Teachers show various picture of animals on the farm. Teacher plays music video about the animals on the farm and the students watch it together in class. This focus on the listening skill of the students. Questioning. Teacher attracts students so they can ask questions about the materials. Exploration. Teacher asks students about the animals on the farm based on the video and whether they have seen these animals. Student answer the teacher using simple English. Associating. Teacher guides students to work on the exercise on Unit 5 and the worksheets that has been prepared. Experimenting. Students try to pronounce simple English sentence by translation Indonesian sentence into English. Teacher name animal sounds and students relate them to the animals on the farm based on the music video that they watched previously. The closing is the same as before. Make conclusion, convey their feelings about the topic. Teacher explanation about planet next meeting, invite students to pray, observe student attitude, and giving advice if there's any students who are not correct or perfect in the praying. So the learning assessment, speaking, fluency, comprehensibility, and pronunciation. The second is the assignment. So it's writing the grammar, vocabulary, and content, and the overall knowledge and behavior of the students. Media learning resource, Associate Unit 5, Recent English Learning Textbook, picture related to the teaching materials, music videos about the animals on the farm, other related books. So the lesson plan 3 is about personal pronouns. So we move to the basic learning objective. Through teacher explanation, respond by repeating new vocabulary of the use of personal pronouns. Students can translate Indonesian into English sentence about personal pronouns. So the text structure are compare and contrast description for linguistic elements, WH question, vocabulary related to the color explanation, worksheet by the teacher with the specific material. So the worksheet first, choose the correct answer. Students choose the correct personal pronouns based on the choices that have been there in the worksheet So, for example, a farmer, this the student choose between these personal pronouns and the answer is he, and the students can write he in this box. So the second is look and match the picture with the correct pronouns. Game matching for the correct pronouns. It's when you match the pronouns, it's also a game, so you can correct it's what type of animal is this when you choose it. Put the words in correct order to become a sentence. For example, garden are in they are. So the correct answer is are they in the garden? Complete the sentence by writing the correct pronouns. Learning method, scientific, cooperative learning. So the activities, introduction, reads and instruct students to play, attendance, and convey the material theme and learning objective. Core activities, explain the use of personal pronouns, give a real example of the use personal pronouns. Questioning attracts students so they can ask the materials. Explorations ask students to think that about sentences that use personal pronouns and write them on the blackboard in front of the class. Associating, teacher guides students to work on the exercise that has been prepared. Students answer the question on the worksheet that has been prepared. Closing, conclusion about learning results, convey their feelings about the topic, listen to the teacher explanation about the planned activities next meeting, invite students to pray, observe student attitudes in praying, and correct them or giving them advice if there any incorrect or not perfect in praying. This is the rubric score for learning assessment. And the media learning source is websites related to the materials, related to the teaching materials and other relevant books and websites. So the third is about family. The fourth is about family. The focus skill are listening and speaking. So the learning objective, student can respond by repeating new vocabulary about family. So social values, read, copy, understanding information according to context, vocabulary related to the WH question about family member. Do you have a sister? I have little siblings. So these materials focused on listening and speaking is rather focused on the interaction of the students and the teacher. So the teacher can ask how many family members do you have, and do you have little siblings, do you have grandma or do you have grandpa. Learning method, natural, model, cooperative learning, technique, audiolingualism. Introduction, the teacher greets and instructs students to pray, check student attendance, convey the materials. So the second is core activity, observing. The first part, show various picture of families, explain the family members to the students. Questioning, teacher attracts students so they ask questions about the materials. Exploration, about their family members. The students answer orally in English. So associating, the teacher gives question and guides students to work in pairs, not working. So the students work in pairs while asking each other about their respective family members. So yeah, the closing, make conclusion, convey their feeling, just like the other past meeting. This is the rubric score for the learning assessment, media learning resource, English textbook, visual related to the materials, are relevant books and websites. So the fifth is about fruits. So student can know about new vocabulary about fruits, can translate English to Indonesian sentence into English about the various fruits, text structure, compare and contrast, linguistic element, W and H question, vocabulary related to the fruits, explanation, worksheet made by the teacher. So the first assignment is match the fruit with the suitable meaning. So on the left side is the English name of the fruit, and on the right side is the Indonesian. So they have to match it. Second is explain the characteristic of the fruits below. So first, apple. The color is red. The apple has green leaves. Third, write a simple paragraph describing the food that student like. Explain it with the student own words. So in this question, we can check the student use of vocabulary and grammar, and how the comprehensibility of their sentence to understand. So the fourth is the translate into English, from Indonesian sentence into English, and the fifth is tick the correct answer. Learning method, approach, scientific, model, cooperative learning, techniques, example, non-example, grammar, translation. This is the core activities. Explain the materials and their characteristic about the fruit and the characteristic. Attract students to asking question about the asking question for students about the various fruits that they know. Write the answer on the piece of paper. Teacher guides students on the worksheet that has been prepared. Write simple sentence by translating Indonesian sentence into English. The closing activities is to say, make conclusion, convey your feelings, pray, and observe the students. So the last one is the final exam. So the basic competencies have the knowledge of vocabulary, grammar, and personal pronouns in making a sentence. Make simple English sentence correctly. Learning objectives. Students can answer the final question smoothly. Second, student behavior during exam is polite and not noisy. So the links elements, vocabulary, WH question, vocabulary related explanation, exam papers. Introduction, teacher greets student to pray, checks student attendance, checks the readiness of students, writing equipment to take the final exam. The teacher conveys the material of the final exam. The teacher core activities, distributed the exam question based on exam question paper based on the materials that students have studied during this semester. This exam question contained 10 multiple choice questions and 5 short answer questions. So students are given 1 hour to complete the exam for each material. The closing, students are asked to put down their writing equipment when the time is up. Students collect test paper to the teacher desk, invite students to pray according to their respective belief, observe student attitudes, and give them advice if there are students who are not correct or perfect in praying. This is the assessment for the final exam. So grade A is 90 until 100%, B is for 80 until 89%, C is for 70 and 79%, D is for 60 and 69%, E and is for 0 and 59%. and there's also a total score for it. A, students have understood the material very well. B, students have understood the material well enough. C, students have understood the material sufficiently. D, student has understood the material in a limited way. E, students still lack of understanding of the materials. So the student behavior in the classroom while taking final exam, there are 4 expect. So first is bad, second average, third is good, and fourth is very good. I think that's all for me. I'm sorry if there any mistake or mispronunciation. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.